Alright, so I just watched the latest episode of The Penguin, season 1, episode 7. It's called Top Hat. And it's the penultimate episode of the season, only one episode left. I'm very excited. I've been really loving this show a whole lot, especially because of Colin Farrell and Cristin Milioti, if not more than Colin Farrell. I wasn't even a big fan of the Batman movie, but I'm absolutely loving the show The Penguin. The rest of the cast is fantastic. The writing is so good. I was a big fan of The Sopranos growing up, so I really see a lot of the similarities and the things that they take from that and do better and differently. I highly recommend if you just like a good crime, mystery, drama show, action as well. But you don't have to know anything about the Batman, I feel like, to really appreciate this show for what it is. Like I said, The Sopranos, if you're a fan of that, it really fits into. It's like the DC's Sopranos, basically, or today's world of The Sopranos, honestly. Now, we are going to dive into spoilers, so if you guys are not caught up on season 1, episode 7, please stop watching. I wasn't really expecting a flashback episode, but nonetheless, I really enjoyed it. I thought the casting was real spot on, especially with obviously Oz and the mother, Frances. Terrific. They really were able to get their personalities through, and again, the writing just holds everything together so well. It was just rough seeing how early Oz started to kind of show this side of him at such a young age, and he was doing these things like cheating when he was counting, and of course, obviously, just locking his brothers up. I mean, and they were being mean for sure. Like I don't disagree with that, and should not have made him have to have climbed down that ladder. But he really took it far in terms of punishing them for what they did. But it was interesting seeing the jealousy that he had at such a young age with his brothers, and the affection he has for his mom, which is obsessive, it feels like. But understandable at the same time because of his disability and I guess how he's kind of treated in his social life. I did really love the movie that they ended up choosing to watch, him and his mom, which was ironically called Top Hat. And it stars Fred Astaire, and I love that he kind of gets this iconic costume idea from the comics through an old 30s movie. And seeing a young Oz being inspired by that was very fitting, and I just loved that song with the scene kind of correlated with his brothers drowning. It was so dark, and seeing Fred Astaire do the bang 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 to his other dancers was so perfect. I really loved that moment, despite how dark and awful it was, if you really think about it. You know what I mean? I did appreciate that we weren't in a flashback for the entire episode. It was refreshing to get to have that story that we were left on continue, because it was such a cliffhanger with Sophia finding out where Oz's mom and Vic were. So yeah, Sal finds Penguin at his place and forces him to show him where his drug operation is. Meanwhile, Sophia is interrogating Frances, who I think these two women are so good. Some of the best written characters and strongest performers in the show. And I loved getting to see them have an interaction finally. And it was really interesting to see them sort of bounce off each other and see these two different worlds collide. I feel like if there was anyone who could kind of keep toe to toe with Sophia, if anything, get ahead of her a little bit, is Frances. She has that experience and this weird relationship with her son, and she's got such a strong spirit that I feel like only in a weird way Oz knows how to deal with. But I love that she was able to point out something about Sophia that she hadn't seen and really crack down on the truth of what she sees. She sees things for what they are. With her kind of dementia, I feel like she sees things so clearly, despite her kind of going back and forth in time. But she doesn't hold back. She doesn't hold back, and I love that scene. One of my favorite scenes in the show, for sure. I don't know if it is up there with the other scene with when Sophia was interrogating Oz's sex worker friend. That was probably my favorite scene of the whole show. This one is up there with it. I kind of had a feeling the Penguin was going to get out of this somehow with his whole being captured by Sal and being forced to take to his operations. Although, even though he did get out of it, I feel like they should have had better defense at an operation like this. I feel like how did none of them get guns on any of Sal's guys? Like, somehow Sal's guys all beat Penguin's men before they could pull their guns out in time. Just it didn't seem. I mean, they kind of caught them by surprise, but still, I feel like they should have been a little bit more aware or just like alert and maybe just better skilled with their guns. Just better security, basically. But I did not expect for Sal to go out the way that he did and just kind of die from a heart attack, it seemed. But it did give a great performance for the Penguin to kind of get his feelings out, as well as his bullets into Sal's body, which was already dead. Very great moment from Colin Farrell, nonetheless. The whole Sophia thing, interrogating her, I forget, niece or something, the one who survived the gas leak that she kind of kept outside, now saw something, says that she saw a gas mask in Sophia's bag and is suspicious of what Sophia did and basically calls her out for it. But I did think it was interesting to see what Sophia said. She was a little more honest than I expected, but she did kind of beat around the bush. I don't really know what's to come of that. I don't know if she plans to take care of her or if the girl somehow talks to some other people and it gets out. But I'd be a little scared if I was Sophia. What do you guys think? Is the girl gonna snitch on her? But I do think that Sophia seeing the girl having cut herself really made her realize what she's been doing lately. But she wants to be free. She wants Oz to feel as much pain as she did. And so she has kind of the upper hand with the mom. And I thought that she had just already killed the mom in the van that pulled up into their base. But no, she wanted to destroy his whole operation with a huge explosion. And then weirdly kind of planned to take him captive. I guess she assumed he survived somehow. But not sure what's going to happen. Only one episode left. He's been detained so many times. I don't know how he's going to get out of this one. But I like I said in my other episodes, I'm rooting for Sofia Gigante. I love Cristin Milioti. She is absolutely the best part of this show. And I would be very sad if she didn't get to do something more with this character after the Penguin. But I'm hoping they both kind of get out of it alive. I don't really want either of them to go away necessarily, but if I had to pick, I would pick Sophia. I want her to stay. But anyways, are you guys excited? Let me know down below. What do you guys think of the Penguin? Season 1, Episode 7. Stay tuned for next week's episode, which will be this Sunday, and I'll try my best to get a review out as quickly as possible. But stay tuned, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.